Alright, guys, now it's obviously it's ongoing news about the Man United managerial role, uh, who's going to become Man United's interim manager and then who's going to become the permanent one, or are they going to get a permanent one straight away? The news today is that they are looking at employing Ralph Rangnick as interim manager, and then sort of from the summer, some sort of job in the as a technical director or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Um, so that looks like what's going to be happening from now till the end of the season. But in the summer, they're going to have to employ someone as like a permanent manager. And all the talk at the moment is Mauricio Pochettino, and he's supposedly up for managing Man United, but apparently PSG don't want to let him go until the summer. So in theory, it's going to be Ralph Rangnick till the end of the season, and then Mauricio Pochettino from the summer onwards. So I wanted to talk about, because basically I don't know much about Ralph Rangnick. I only really know what I've read over the past 24 hours, but apparently he did a decent job at Leipzig. I wanted to talk about how I think Pochettino would do at Manchester United if he was to become manager at Man United. Because for me, I personally don't think it's about I don't know how to phrase this really, but I think it's more about getting a man in who is willing to do what needs to be done without uh, like the fear of, I don't know, backlash or uh, pressure from the owners, because it's obvious what needs to be done at Manchester United right now. They've got they've had a few big money signings over the past few years that haven't worked out, but are undroppable because of the amount of money that was spent on them. So, for example, Harry Maguire cost £80 million and has been utterly abysmal this season. He's been beyond crap, especially this season. He started last season poorly as well, got better as the season went on, and his first season was average as well. He hasn't, considering he cost slightly more than Virgil van Dijk, there's been a dramatic difference in how they've performed at their two clubs since joining. Another player who isn't performing at the moment is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Again, cost Man United £50 million 2 years ago, and just, it isn't performing. He's supposed to be very defensively strong. Over the past month, I think there's a case to be made that he's been their worst defensive performer. Every game I watch him, I can't believe some people were comparing him to Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James and Kieran Trippier, and Kyle Walker as well. What would be interesting though is if Pochettino did come in the summer, would he try to bring in Kieran Trippier back from Atletico Madrid, who performed very well? Probably for 2 seasons he was a starter, because obviously in Poch's first couple of seasons Kyle Walker was there and he was the first choice right back. But once Kyle Walker went to City, Kieran Trippier had a fairly solid 2 years in the starting 11 for Tottenham before moving to Atletico Madrid, where he, by all accounts, he hasn't done badly. He's done quite well, winning a La Liga. And yeah, so I think as well, with the constant rumours about Trippier coming to Man United that have been going on for the past 6 months or so, I think that could happen, and I think that could work quite well because I think Trippier is better going forward than Wan-Bissaka. The other position that Manchester United need to improve is they need a all-action like central midfielder, like how Pochettino in Pochettino's best Spurs teams, he had Moussa Dembele, who never really got the credit he deserved when he played for Tottenham, but was outstanding and not. But it's just like goals and assists didn't reflect that because he didn't get many. But the contribution he made to the team, like without all the statistics, was like irreplaceable, really. And that's part of Tottenham's struggle, really. Højbjerg's not done a bad job, but then again, they need someone to partner Højbjerg right now. But that's beyond the point. We're on Man United here. So you'd think if they could get someone like Moussa Dembele, maybe playing him, well, not obviously not Dembele now. I mean, he's on the downhill now, definitely. But someone like what he did for Spurs to play alongside maybe Scott McTominay, then that could work in theory. And I think with the forward line and like the front four that Pochettino would play, like because he's played 4-2-3-1. It's PSG and Tottenham, the two teams he's previously managed, and that's not too dissimilar to Man United. But I just don't think Solskjaer had the balls to do it. And this might not be a problem like that Solskjaer could solve. It might just be that Man United are very badly run, and there are people at the top of the club who are like demanding that, you know, certain players are started for shirt sales. I won't say who, but yeah, I think with the amount of options that United have got in attack, I think it would be a bit mad if Pochettino failed to like make some sort of good sort of link up between like a starting four, like work out who his best four starters are. Because I think Jadon Sancho eventually is going to become like a guaranteed starter for Man United. And I'd be interested to see what Pochettino does with Ronaldo, because obviously he's old, Ronaldo. He doesn't work hard for the team, really. And but like it'd be interesting to see, is he undroppable for United under a different manager? And who would he play in attacking midfield? I think Bruno Fernandes would work under Pochettino. And like who would he pick as his first choice on the left? I think Marcus Rashford could work. And where does Greenwood come into it? Another question. Cavani's going to be gone in the summer, isn't he? We all know that. But yeah, it's interesting. I think Pochettino's success, because I do think Pochettino is a very good manager, but I think a lot of it depends on. I think we're going to find out how much control the people at the top of Manchester United have over what happens on like in the squads, like what starting 11 gets put out, because at the moment it's fairly obvious that like Cristiano Ronaldo has been undroppable under Solskjaer. I wonder if that is just Solskjaer just doesn't want to drop Ronaldo, but it might also not be that. But and it will be interesting to see. I think United in centre back under Pochettino, I think a back two of Lindelof and Varane isn't the worst in the world. It's just, would he be able to drop Harry Maguire just because of, how much money he did cost Man United? Yeah, be interesting to see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I personally think if, Pochettino is allowed to do whatever he wants with the starting 11, I think he would be a success at Man United. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.